This next artwork represents a culmination of over a year's labor, both creative and emotional. My practice is deeply rooted in historical atrocities, acts so profoundly inhumane that language often fails to encapsulate their horror. Why do these subjects affect me so deeply? Perhaps it is the persistent struggle to comprehend how such calculated cruelty can be inflicted by one human being upon another. The sheer magnitude of hatred emanating from the deranged ideologies and leadership of the time is, even now, almost beyond articulation. I remain, quite honestly, at a loss for words. Let's begin my next sketch session with a story about Abraham and his two sons, Noah and Yitzhak. The door closed with the sound of finality, a clang of steel that echoed off stone and skin. It was the kind of sound that stayed in the bones. Inside, the space was close. Air pressed heavily, skin against skin. Over 100 voices packed into silence, stripped bare of everything: clothes, names, time. Hands up, the guard had barked before the door shut, an odd command, mechanical in tone, but no one resisted. Perhaps it was obedience, or perhaps it was habit. Maybe it was simply the way things had become, the way men did as they were told, even when nothing made sense. And so they stood, boys and men, arms raised, as if in surrender or in hope. But really, it was just a matter of fitting more bodies into less space. A study in cold precision, the kind the world would later call German efficiency. For a moment, there had been something like relief, the promise of warmth, a cleansing. Their heads have already been shaved, their clothing removed with the same reverent disregard one might show a pile of broken tools. They'd been told this was only a step before the new garments, the meal, the work. No one truly believed it, but sometimes belief isn't required, just waiting. Then the light came on. It was dim, a single tired bulb with a tinge of blue in the center of the ceiling, casting a dull halo across the sea of bare scalps. The kind of light that didn't illuminate so much as it exposed. Men scanned the walls. There were no pipes, no spouts. The floor was wet, just rough, wet concrete walls. The smell of bleach, cold and close. The silence was first, deep and disbelieving. I call this piece In the Eyes of My Father, and I welcome you to another edition of A Violent Silence. Inside their small world, just the three of them. It was calm. I'm here with you, Abrahams continued, and you are here with me, always, even now. Yitzhak blinked. His breath was short. as both boys listened. Today, we've been chosen to walk together, Avraham said, his hands now around the boy's shoulders. Chosen to go where only love remains, to a place with no pain, no hunger, no fear. He paused, eyes searching his sons. Today, we go to the kingdom of God together. Yitzhak stared deep into his father's eyes. Behind the terror, the ache, the noise, there was something still. Peace, like the quiet of the olive grove back home at dusk. The world he'd known before all of this. And for a moment, just a moment, that peace entered him. A tiny smile appeared on his face. Thank you, Dad, Yitzhak whispered. I love you so, so much. Abraham pulled him close and kissed his forehead. Around them, the others had stilled. The wave of panic gave way to a softer tide. One by one, men and boys placed their hands on Abraham's back, on Yitzhak's shoulders, on each other. The once hands held high now held other hands in a resigned peace unity. There were no words, only touch, only warmth, in a place that had been designed for coldness. And then the light began to dim. Yitzhak looked deep into his father's eyes, steady, bright, filled with the kind of love that doesn't end. As the moment dissolved into shadow, they all entered into a new beginning together, hand in hand, forever. I hope you found this piece thought-provoking. Don't forget, consider buying a print, and I'll catch you in my next video.